My sister and her husband moved in with our parents and are furious that I won't babysit their children. Fresh out of college with a shiny new business degree, I found myself right back where I started. My childhood bedroom. I'm Anna, 22, and honestly, moving back in with my parents wasn't exactly part of my post-graduation plan. But here I was. Thankfully, the job hunt didn't drag on. Within a week, I landed a position at Davidson Marketing, complete with a solid salary and promising performance bonuses. That evening, over my mom's meatloaf, I shared the good news. My plan was simple. Stay 3 months, save up, then get my own apartment. The clinking of forks against plates abruptly ceased. Mom and Dad exchanged that look, the one that always spelled trouble. The conversation turned to my moving out. Mom gently put her fork down. Anna, you know I can only work part-time at the library because of my back. Dad cleared his throat. And things at the plant aren't looking great. There are rumors of layoffs. Mom added, her voice softer. We could really use your help with the bills. And you wouldn't have to pay rent here. It just makes more sense, doesn't it? I stared at my half-eaten meatloaf, a knot forming in my stomach. Trapped. They had a point, in a way. And they were my parents, after all. I guessed I could stay a bit longer. Life settled into a routine. I went to work, came home, covered the bills, and Mom always had dinner on the table. Seemed manageable. Until last weekend, that is, when my older sister Sarah arrived with her husband Mike and their kids, Emma and Lucas. It was like a switch flipped in my parents. Oh, my precious angels. Mom cooed, scooping up 4-year-old Emma while Dad swung Lucas onto his shoulders. Sarah, darling, you look wonderful. How's everything going? Tell us all about what you've been up to. I stood in the doorway, observing as my parents doted on their eldest daughter and her picture-perfect family. The way they hung on her every word, asking for details about the most mundane things. Her garden, Lucas's new words, her book club. They'd never shown that kind of interest in my life. Not even when I made the dean's list or won the business school's leadership award. Anna, be a dear and put on some coffee. Mom called over her shoulder, not even glancing my way as she bounced Lucas on her knee. Standing in the kitchen that day, listening to my family's laughter from the living room, I couldn't help but reflect. It had always been this way. Sarah, 7 years my senior, had always been the dazzling star of our family show, and I consistently relegated to the role of supporting cast. I remember being 11, sitting at this very kitchen table, proudly showing Mom my straight-A report card. She'd barely glanced at it, already back to her conversation with Sarah about college applications. That's nice, Anna, she'd said absently, waving me off. Sarah, honey, which universities are your top choices? Those years revolved around Sarah's high school achievements. Every dinner conversation centered on her grades, her extracurriculars, her college prep. I'd sit quietly eating my peas, while Mom and Dad absorbed every detail Sarah shared about her AP classes and campus tours. Things changed even more dramatically when Sarah got accepted to Brighton University. I was still 11, but I recall that dinner conversation vividly. We're so proud of you, sweetheart, Mom exclaimed, tears in her eyes. We'll make it work, won't we, Robert? Dad nodded solemnly. We'll take out a student loan. Our Sarah deserves the best education possible. A week after Sarah left for college, they sat me down for a different kind of talk. Anna, Dad said, his voice serious, we need to tighten our belts for a while. The loan payments and Sarah's college expenses are significant. That's when my life really shifted. While my classmates got new phones every year, I kept my old flip phone until it literally fell apart. New clothes meant thrift stores, not the mall. Christmas gifts became